Hello there, Saber fans. Shamim here. Last but not least is the fourth of the brand new Korbanth lightsaber hilts. This is the DV6, Darth Vader's Episode 6, Return of the Jedi lightsaber. So I've saved this one for last because it is my personal favorite out of the four designs that Korbanth has done in this current run. Primarily for nostalgic reasons. Y'all may recall back in the day, there were these extendable toy lightsabers, Power of the Force, and I don't have batteries in here right now, but they would extend like this. You'd flip them out, and they were made of plastic. And this is the very first lightsaber toy that I ever had back in the day. And since then, I've always, ever since I found out about like real lightsaber replicas and these custom sabers that we do, I've always wanted to have a nice metal version of my first toy lightsaber. And now, thanks to Korbanth, I do. So that's why the DV6 is nostalgic for me, and so it was quite fun to do this build. Internally, it's a Nano Biscotti V3 soundboard. It's a 28mm premium speaker from Custom Saber Shop. The LED is a Luxeon Tri-Rebel in deep red white. Deep red with a white flash on clash. The main activation switch is here inside the emitter, the control box here. The DV6 comes with a silver emitter right here. But to be accurate to the actual prop and all the other toys that have come before, I powder coated the emitter black to match the little emitter shroud here. So it looks much better in my opinion with the powder coating. If you don't have powder coating, you can also do some flat black spray paint. Just tape it off and then spray paint the emitter. You can do that as well. The design is very different. I mean, as far as I understand it, they needed a Darth Vader saber for the duel that they were filming pretty early on in Episode 6, and they weren't able to find the MPPs or the Highlands that they used in Episode 4 and 5. So they quick ran and grabbed a Luke Skywalker, a Graflex hilt, and sort of bolted the thing together and painted it and did some stuff to sort of make it look like a Darth Vader hilt from afar. And it sort of kind of does from afar, but yeah, I mean, you can very clearly tell that it is a Graflex. It's got the pins, it's got the S-curve on the shroud. It's very much a Graflex, but like a Darth Vader Graflex. And I think that's also sort of why it appeals to me design-wise, because the Graflex was, Anakin Skywalker's original saber, so now here we have a dark side variant of the Graflex. Literally, what would happen if Anakin Skywalker went to the dark side and kept his Graflex? It may look something like this. I threw in a Graflex blade plug from KR Sabers. I have the more accurate DV6 blade plugs coming, but for now it adds a nice little touch. The sound font is my new Vader ROTJ HD. I just split the font in half, clashes and swings 1 through 8, and then 9 through 16 with different boot sounds and different power on, power off. So let's get her fired up. You've got a D-ring up here as well as a D-ring down here, so it is a little bit clangy, but if you hold those two solid, nothing else is rattling, so the electronics install is very solid. Like I did with the K4, either one of these can function as your main switch, and if you use a soundboard that has auxiliary features, then one of them will be for your main and one of them will be for your auxiliary. So let's switch to the other version of the font. There's a little bit of shine through back here on this side of the emitter, which is quite cool. So a little bit of flicker and pulsing. This is the default setting. I believe it's flicker depth. Anyway, it's 3 and 20. I think it's flicker speed at 3 and then flicker depth at 20. Let's throw a blade in there. The way that the kit comes, this thumb screw here as well as this glass eye piece, either of those are long enough to function as your blade retention screw. I shaved this one down so it sits flat. So now this one is functioning as blade retention. So you loosen it a bit. Out slides whatever blade plug you're using. There's your Luxeon Tri-Rebel, deep red, and then white. It's got a pretty deep blade socket, about 2 inches deep. I'm looking for my my Allen wrench and I realize I don't need one here. Deep red, you know, will look a little pinkish. Some of the what's going on my face and my hands and here can be a little pinkish, but in person it is the deepest, most solid blood red you've ever seen. And I've gone on and on about the blood red in my other videos, or in the deep red in my other videos. So. A little bit of Rogue One there with his lightsaber igniting in the dark. All right, a little bit about the install itself. It's a little tighter. Actually, it's a lot tighter than a Graflex 2.0. Even though it reuses a lot of the same structural elements as the Graflex 2.0, it is more difficult to fit electronics into than the Graflex 2.0, which was quite spacious. I tried using one of the, I believe it was a Knight chassis, whichever one, the most basic level from Darth Vader that has a crystal chamber. I had one of those for the Graflex 2.0. I tried fitting it in here, and it did not fit. The end of it stuck out about this far. So, Darth Vader, you're going to have to design a new chassis for the DV6, both with and without crystal, hopefully. So right now, the chassis is not the prettiest thing on the planet, but it certainly does the job of keeping the electronics safe away from the sides of the walls and keeping them secure inside the hilt, so no rattling. But I may revisit this install once Rio has designed a chassis specific for this hilt. I tried a whole bunch of different kinds of chassis. My custom one that I made for Graflex 2.0 installs that I use on all the time, I made one of those that didn't fit. All of them kept extending out too far. So it is what it is. But no, it's, I mean, if you plan it out, it's very easy to fit electronics. There's enough width. It's a little over 1.25 inches with the inner diameter. It's just the length. If it was a little bit longer, or if up here, because the threading kind of stops right here. On the Graflex 2.0, the threading stops about halfway through here. So you have another, you know, almost an inch, you know, 3/4 of an inch of space to work with. And that can mean the difference between a premium speaker and a bass speaker, or an 18650 cell and a smaller size battery. So, just something to keep in mind for those who are going to be doing installs on this guy. There's a little bit less space to work with than a Graflex 2.0, even though it is very, very similar structurally in other aspects. But yeah, I'm just extremely happy. Let me just mention really quick, these three are off-center. And that is apparently accurate to one of the props that we were able to look at, source files and images and whatnot. So it's not a defect in manufacturing that it's off like that. that is accurate to how the prop department sort of just stuck it all together, screwed it all together, ghetto style. I love it. So yeah, I'm extremely happy with this saber. It fulfills a childhood dream of mine to have an accurate version of my first lightsaber. So just for that reason alone, I mean, I would be happy to keep this as a shelf queen, but it's much nicer to have electronics installed. And I kind of wish that I put batteries in here so I could compare, but anyway. So Randy, this is the fourth and final of the installs that you asked me to do. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.